So we're getting a Tom Cruise mummy. Time to go back to the 90s. So I just rewatched The Mummy from the 1999 version, and the last time I watched that movie was probably when I was 10 years old, and I remember having a blast watching that movie as a little kid. And watching it again, I actually had fun with this. Now, this movie is about a guy, Imhotep, who hooks up with the pharaoh's girl, and then the pharaoh finds out and then mummifies him alive, which kills him. And then we have this whole story where he revives and just causes havoc on Egypt, all because of this princess. And don't worry, that's not really a spoiler because this happens in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. Now the main people in this movie are O'Connell, like a dumbed down version of Indiana Jones, and then we have Evelyn, who is a librarian, and then her brother, who is good at pickpocketing, and that somehow is conveniently helpful to the plot. Now this movie was really good when I watched it as a kid. I remember having a lot of fun with it, and watching it again, it's still pretty good. Now, like I said in the beginning, we get the backstory of Imhotep, and then after that, it kind of just drags on for like a long time until we actually get the revival of the mummy, and that's where the real fun begins. Now, the acting and script of this movie is really, really goofy and corny, but in a way, it actually works. There were moments where they would throw one-liners, and it would just take me out of suspense, so I was just like, why would they do that? But you know what? I got over it. It's okay. There were a lot of times where O'Connell should have died. Like, if you guys seen the movie, then there's a scene where O'Connell gets hung. Like, he falls like maybe 10 feet in the air, and like, you know, he just should have been dead. That's it. Movie's over. And the script, like I said, is goofy and corny, but you know what? It actually works for this type of movie. Now, although there's a lot of inconsistencies with the plot, and you can literally nitpick this movie apart, and I understand why a lot of people hated this movie. You know, it's a movie that you kind of have to see it in the big picture. The guy who plays the mummy himself always looks intimidating, and he's like the best part of the movie, even though he doesn't have like English dialogue, because half of the time we have no idea what he's saying. So we have like this interpreter with him like all the time, which he's kind of funny actually, and annoying. Funny thing about the mummy is he's always intimidating except when he's around cats. O'Connell and Evelyn in this movie is the romance that we get, and they're pretty good. I actually like them because they're so goofy and corny. It's kind of like those witty relationships that you get in movies, and it works for the movie itself, and it's what carries this movie along till the end. Also, the depiction of Egypt and Hamunaptra was pretty cool and real. Another thing that I liked about that was the actual custom design. Everything was so nice, and like the scene where they find the gold, I thought that was pretty sweet. It looked so nice looking at all that gold. I mean, who wouldn't want to be in a room full of gold? Come on. Now, one thing that stuck out for me was Jerry Goldsmith's score. If it wasn't for his score, I don't think this movie would have done as well, in my opinion. Like, if you look at the action scenes, you can tell it's not really well choreographed. Like, if the score wasn't there, it would have just been like a bunch of people just trying to throw punches or acting like they were being punched. Like, just with the score itself, it just took things to a whole nother level. That score let you know that shit's about to go down. So, did I feel nostalgic watching this again? Yeah, a little bit. I will always remember those little black beetles. Oh my god, they were terrifying. And still now watching it again, I was like, god, those bastards are so annoying. Like, they're creepy because they will go under your skin and they will eat you from inside out. Like, that's terrifying. But with that said, guys, I really enjoyed watching this movie again as I'm older now. I think that if I was back at my 10-year-old age, I probably would have given this like a 4.5 out of 5, just because, you know, I'm a kid and I love, you know, comedy and like this kind of adventure stuff. But watching it again, I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. Definitely check this movie out. There's a lot of like slapstick humor here. Brendan Fraser was really good in this movie. If you guys ask anybody about the mummy, then most likely they'll bring up O'Connell because he's the most memorable thing in this movie besides the mummy himself. So with that said, guys, we are getting a Mummy remake with Tom Cruise, but it doesn't look anything like this one, because this one looked like more of an adventure and more funny, but the Tom Cruise one looks more intense and more like a horror movie kind of. So if you guys seen the trailer, like there's a scene where they're like falling from an airplane, and you know, it's just intense. And we didn't see any of the intensity in the 1999 version. So my question to you guys is, like, are you guys excited for the remake or not? Like, in my opinion, I think I'm kind of excited. Not really. Like, you know, I'm not having high expectations just because we have a bad rep with remakes. So, you know, I'm kind of iffy about it, but I'm still going to watch it, and eventually, once I do, I'll make sure to review that movie. But if you guys like this video, make sure to share, like, and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned to, like, anything that I upload. Make sure to comment down any movie reviews that you want me to do. But, as always, guys, stay tuned.